Hello people of YouTube, my name's McKinnon.
And I'm Owen Bevan.
It's Christmas time, so, well, we thought, as opposed to last year, where we reviewed a movie about a...
Well, a dinosaur, so
yeah.
Not very Christmassy.
So, this year we thought, hey, let's actually do a movie about Christmas.
Yeah.
So,
well, we had a lot of choices.
There's
all sorts of, Christmassy movies out there.
And we could have easily done one that was, a classic, a good one, a family favorite, and sort of discuss why people love it so much. It's a Wonderful Life comes to mind, things like that. We didn't choose that. We chose...
well, we chose something which deserves more attention.
Do you want to maybe tell them what it is?
Okay. A Very Cool Christmas.
Yes. So basically, we thought a hilariously bad Christmas movie would sort of be more fitting this year. So we went with A Very Cool Christmas because, I don't know, because we like torturing ourselves and filming it.
Well, I don't know about you, I like the pain.
You do like How did we discover this movie?
Well, we wanted to do a Christmas review, so I went on Amazon and I just typed in Christmas movies, and then you got filters there that says lowest price to highest.
Right.
I thought, low price, that's a good place to start. Went through all sorts of movies. I think there was films called Air Bud came up, which is a film about a dog that plays basketball.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was amazing. There was another one, I think, called Bloody Christmas or something, about a murderous Santa Claus.
Right, yeah.
We've done the horror movie thing before. So we went in a different direction, thought we'd go for a U movie, something universal. And A Very Cool Christmas turned up, and it has the weirdest plot premise on the fucking planet.
So the movie is about this 16-year-old named Lindsay.
Yeah.
And she's this really sort of materialistic, selfish girl who thinks that Christmas is all about the gifts and having fun and, things that kids tend to, think about at the holiday season. Only she takes it a bit too far. She'd rather spend Christmas with a guy that she likes on some ski trip than spending it with her family.
Yeah.
And her learning this lesson that family is what it's all about is sort of what the movie's about, with a whole bunch of stuff in the middle. So the movie starts out and we get our first little bit of riveting, funny, witty dialogue.
Lindsay! Alexa, you little brat! What possible excuse could you have for destroying my REM?
It's Christmas morning.
Go record it and I'll watch it later.
But you'll miss the best part.
Put in some director's commentary, it'll be fine.
Because that's how people talk.
And it's at that moment that you know, oh, no, we're in
what
for
we're
this.
in for.
What you're in for the next 90 minutes.
Ho, ho, ho!
Leave my room! Go, go, go!
Rhyming.
She goes downstairs and her parents are like, yeah, open your gifts, and all the gifts are not what she expected them to be.
They're all knockoff gifts of popular clothing brands and stuff.
Yeah, exactly, and that's not what she wants.
Chanel! At last we are together! No! It's a fake!
It's this horrifying realization that it's not the real Prada bag or whatever. And the scene turns very surreal, and then you and I would realize very quickly, oh, it's a dream sequence.
Yeah, terrifying, actually. I think David Lynch directed that scene.
It's quite a surreal way to open A Very Cool Christmas.
Wait a second. Zykes. As if. This can't be happening. I was good all year. I was good all year. Santa!
Oh my god.
Sort of shows you a little bit what the character's like, but I think the point of it is to sort of just get your attention. Like, what's going on? Oh, it's a dream. That's never been done before. And then we get to meet up with her wonderful friend.
Who can't talk like a normal person.
She can't talk, she can't act, she can't react, she's just terrible.
I had the worst dream ever. Not the fictional one.
Yes. That is the third time this week.
I just feel so... Have you told them yet?
This actress can't say words.
Do it.
Her necklace is the one ring of...
There's no flow to the way that they talk, and yeah, it's just bad.
Yeah.
But so they're hanging out, and as I recall, they go to the mall, and they realize, as teenagers do, they're just mad at the fact that the mall has hired a Santa for kids to come and they're like, oh, like the real Santa would spend his Christmas at our mall. They're just lying to the kids, and it's like...
Why do they get so pissed off?
Is that ever pathetic?
What?
In a desperate attempt to lure customers, they prey on innocent kids. Like, if Santa were for real, he'd come to our town in December and hang out every day at this particular mall.
These girls are 16. Presumably they know that Santa's not real, and they're sort of aware of what Christmas is in that respect.
Yeah.
Why ruin it for the kids? What's the problem? Like, it's...
Because they're evil.
I think it's simply to introduce, like, Santa into the story, like, because they wouldn't talk about him otherwise.
No, it's just a guy doing his job.
They run into by far the most obnoxious character in the entire movie.
The mall security guard.
The mall security officer, who was also a co-writer on the film, right?
Oh, he's the main writer. He wrote the brilliant screenplay.
Right, yes. And he's one of these actors trying so hard to make you laugh, to try and be funny, to be zany, to be over the top, to do all these things that...
Well, you get anti-comedy out of it, don't you? It's just...
You feel the performance.
You feel hatred towards him because of how much you know he's trying to make you laugh.
Yeah.
It's like someone, like, tickling you or something,
but
doing it in an annoying manner, like...
Yeah,
exactly.
I wanted to punch you right there.
Yeah,
you want to punch him throughout the entire movie.
I'm still not sure if I like these. I mean, they're tasty, yes. But would I really want this for an entire meal? I think I'm gonna need to have one more. Back away from the chicken stick, sir! Put the chicken stick down!
But the thing is, like, being zany and sort of a bit, playing it up to 11 can be fine within a kid's movie.
Sure.
And this is essentially what this is.
Yeah.
It's a kid's movie.
Yeah.
But you think of, say, Home Alone with Joe Pesci and Hugh Laurie. They're zany, but, they know how to do that comedy.
Yeah.
They do it well. I mean, I'm not saying that what they do in that movie is mind-blowingly hilarious, but...
Well, it's professional, though.
Yeah. It's what's going on here is just someone who thinks he's Will Ferrell or something. It's an ego thing.
It's totally an ego thing. No, because he's, as you mentioned, he's the writer.
I said she physically looks like the character, right? And by the way, if you're going to approach women in Hollywood, mention a movie you've got coming up and mention that they would be perfect for the lead. I'm just saying it would be a good idea. If you're a guy out there, that's the way to go.
His part should be very minimalistic, but we get sequence after sequence
that's the
where
thing.
Whenever he shows up, it's drawn out so much.
Did I ever get Daddy's credit card? I don't think so. He was too busy making captain of the police force, like his father before him. A couple of guys were talking. They say you try out for the force. Who said that? They're lying.
Nobody. I just overheard.
I could have made the force if I wanted to. This is where I was meant to be. The very mall I was laughed out of in high school is my stomping grounds. And I'm gonna make sure it stays mine.
So Lindsay and her friend have a run-in with this security officer.
Yeah.
Some kid, not relevant to the story, throws a burger at him, and he thinks that it's our main character, so he goes to...
For no reason at all.
It doesn't make any sense, but it's contrived and forced, and we need to get these two characters together.
Yeah.
So he goes and confronts her, and they sort of have this I've got my eye on you type scene.
Look at me. Do I look like I eat hamburgers?
All the more reason why you'd throw one.
What? Give me that! What are you doing?
Lindsay Dearborn of 1844 Rockaway Drive. Consider yourself cited.
Yeah,
then they go meet Santa.
Yeah, so...
To confront him.
Yeah, not only do they have this unrealistic hatred towards mall Santas that no 16-year-old would give a flying fuck about, but they actually wait in line to confront him with their convictions about how mall Santas are just bad news.
They put in a lot of effort to let him know that he's bad news.
It's almost as if they've got some weird contrived, thing, a higher power, driving them together by some magical force called a bad script. So they berate him with all these insults and mean, comments.
Really put him down. I actually felt bad for Santa.
Completely unprovoked as well.
At least I don't wear the same red suit every year. Tell me, Santa, how can Mrs. Claus stand to be married to someone so completely devoid of style?
She likes me just fine.
Are you sure? How could she? I mean, you're inactive all but one day a year. You hang out with a bunch of elves, and you sit around, put on the chubby bluff.
So they drive home in their fancy convertible. These are the luckiest, most spoilt 16-year-olds I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Our central character feels a semblance of emotion and guilt.
Which is new to her. Really,
Yeah.
she's completely devoid of emotion. She's sort of like a machine.
Okay, Liz, what's going on? You haven't said 2 words since we left the mall.
Do you think I'm selfish?
What? Yeah. Of course you're not selfish.
How do you know?
Because you and I are exactly alike. And if you were selfish, that would make me selfish. And I know I'm not selfish.
She decides to fix the situation that she's caused by going back to the mall and apologizing to the mall Santa without her friend knowing, because she's embarrassed to have feelings.
As you would be.
Sure.
Where he's packing up shop, isn't he?
Yeah.
Sort of, he's getting ready to go home. And then she says, "Oh, I'm sorry for what I said and everything." He goes, "Oh, it's okay." And then he brings up the fact that his marriage is in trouble.
Things with
As
Mrs.
you
Claus
do.
aren't going so well after 1,000 years.
Well, we've been married for over 1,000 years, and let me tell you something. That 700-year itch with Mrs. Claus well, it was quite tough.
Mrs. Claus isn't satisfied, is she?
No. No, he's not giving. Not that he ever gave it to her.
No. Well, where could he get Viagra from? He's in the North Pole.
I know.
Hasn't emptied his sack in a long time.
I can fit down the chimney, too, but
It's good.
Or gone down her chimney.
He keeps talking about Mrs. Claus back at the North Pole and reindeer, and she's like, "Okay, drop the act. Come on, we both know what's going on here." And he's like, "Well, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm Santa." What happens next? She decides to help him get Mrs. Claus back.
Yeah, get Mrs. Claus attracted to Santa again.
Exactly.
So it's a bit of a weird thing for a kids' film. The idea that Mr. and Mrs. Claus are no longer sexually attracted to each other, and it is the job of an underage girl to rekindle the sex life of Father Christmas.
And not only rekindle Santa Claus's sex life, which is weird enough on its own, but the thing is, she doesn't believe that he's really Santa.
So she's rekindling the sex life of a mental person.
Right off the bat, we get the movie's weird. That's the premise, is getting Santa attractive. Before he changes his clothes, of course he needs to change his body. So they start working out together, and we get a sort of, I don't know, Santa just wants to have fun type montage sequence, where he's slowly but surely getting thinner, and then it cuts to probably the most terrifying and weird, scary, childhood manipulating image, which is Santa, after the end of this montage, walks in with the Santa gear on, but it's just hanging off him because he's skinny now, including the beard, including all the jacket, everything, and it terrified me to my very soul.
He looks like a bag of bones. Oh god. He's anorexic. He's now underweight.
That's so creepy! Oh no.
It's like he's a skeleton on the back. How long have they been there? How long have they been at the gym?
It's creepy.
I wanted him to take off the clothes, and then it's like Christian Bale from The Machinist.
Exactly. Okay, so then after they get the body the way you want it, they then go clothes shopping.
Yeah.
And we get a this one, no, this one, no, and it's just...
Well, it's great. I mean, That was the best comedy of the movie. Like, the bit where he puts on that tracksuit and he comes out, and it's like Yo-Yo Santa, like Hood Santa, like...
And it's like, okay...
It's like, no, that's obviously not your style, Santa.
A preview. It's underneath a Christmas tree. Please understand that my true gift was to do this. Music molded my soul, plus a shoe fit. I never wonder how come. I just laced them up and started my underground run.
So then after they pick a suit, which would be your first, whatever.
Well, it's a bit sort of strange, like, he sort of looks a bit too corporate.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like,
of course.
The thing is, why would you, like, strip off the icon of Santa in a kids movie? Because kids want to see Father Christmas doing his shtick, doing the ho ho ho.
Yeah.
I got you a gift.
Or
that's how Santa talks.
Even better, which is the reverse. I don't know if you've ever seen The Santa Claus, where it's Tim Allen and he gets fatter and he can't help but a white beard growing out. Like, he shaves it and just goes back. And have you ever seen this movie?
That sounds sick and twisted.
No, it's great. He becomes Santa throughout the course of the movie. It's a clever, smart, funny movie, great for the kids and family, and that would be one to recommend for the holidays.
Well, that makes more sense. It's
So take Santa Claus, the Santa Claus, and reverse it to the jolly climax ending of the movie, Santa Claus, reverting back to Tim Allen as a positive arc for the character. What?
Yeah, it's weird.
Lord, it's just weird.
We didn't go too far, did we?
The most bizarre element of the makeover, which apparently, I didn't know this, George Hamilton, the actor that plays Santa, is apparently famous for, but they gave him a tan.
Yeah.
A very intense tan.
Hi.
Hello. How can I help you today?
You're hoping Santa's gonna bring you a big bonus for Christmas, aren't you?
Yes.
Yet I came in a few weeks ago dressed in my Santa suit, and you laughed at me. Don't you believe in Santa Claus?
No.
Big mistake. Huge.
What? Like I said, he looks like Michael Douglas fucked an Oompa Loompa.
Yes, and
credit to Alice for that joke.
It ends up being really disturbing to watch because, okay, in other words, there's something fun in it for kids.
No.
Nothing fun at all.
So
Your main character...
You know Santa? Well, here's a dude.
Your main character is a spoiled little bitch. You've got Santa as some weird, wannabe suave, sophisticated, middle-aged man with a clear fake tan, CEO suit, slicked back hair. They drive a convertible instead of a sleigh. The movie is shot quite clearly in summertime. There's no through line. There's no flowing story narrative of any kind.
Well, again, next scene doesn't really feel like it leads to the next.
Exactly. It's like they went, what can we make the movie about for the next 5 minutes? And then they just do that. And then when that's over, it's like, now what can we make the movie about for the next 5 minutes? Until they get to 90 minutes, that's what the movie is.
Yeah,
There's
it's
no
like scene.
So
it doesn't matter.
It's like you're hitting the reset button every time you cut to a new scene with the movie.
The rest of the movie is them delivering presents.
Pretty much, yeah.
So he reveals that he is the real Santa Claus by going towards a sleigh with a single reindeer on it.
I'm convinced that that's a moose, or that's not a reindeer.
Well, I don't know, to be honest.
It looked like something Sarah Palin wanted to shoot.
Okay, there are no seatbelts in this thing, which cannot be very safe at high altitudes. I mean, you don't even have a CD player in there.
Well, I was hoping you'd come along with me. After all you've done for me, I owe you.
Yeah. No, I don't think I'll be risking my life in this old rattle trap. You can make anything fly, right?
More or less.
Uh-huh. Okay, settle them. Grab your bags and follow me.
No way.
Way!
And there's a little thing about how he gets all the presents into the convertible and the sleigh is by pulling his ear a couple times. And that's how he makes the presents little.
How is it possible that gifts for every kid in the world fit in the back of my car? Did they all ask for a pair of earrings or something?
Ancient Santa's secret. 2 flips to the right ear, and I shrink everything down.
Which I thought was a neat little thing.
That.
Like, that's a cute little thing to do, a little
Well, it's one of those things that when you do a Christmas movie and you have to tackle something that wouldn't work with, like something that clashes with reality, like how would he get all the presents into it?
Yeah, it's neat.
Invent a little thing that, you know, he does something with his ear and it shrinks them. Like,
yeah,
I wouldn't have thought of that.
I like that. It's a...
Credit where credit's due.
It's cute. It's,
yes,
you know.
That works. The thing that doesn't work for me is instead of flying around the sky majestically in Santa's sleigh, doing it in a convertible.
Christmas morning sun comes up and we see wishes do come true under the Christmas tree.
Did Steven Spielberg do that shot? Whoa! The wonder.
And the reason I think they did this, it's only just come to me right now, and I think the reason
It's
is...
part of the makeover theme.
Well, you say that, but I think it's a practical decision, and I think it has more to do with the reindeer.
Oh.
They can only get
they
one.
They can't animate it or
well, in those
put it
shots,
on a green
they
screen
can't get them galloping in the sky the way you'd want them to.
Yeah.
But they can make a car. They can get the wheels of a car to spin.
Well, do they even spin?
Oh, they spin.
Flies?
They spin.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's they can do that. They can, you know, stick a car on a green screen, and
they had a fucking lot of stuff at their disposal with that green screen.
A surprising amount of resources to
Yeah.
get these effects shots done, and they're just terrible. Like, it almost makes me mad that, you know, we're trying to get movies made that have effects in them, and we've got like some crappy little green screen. We gotta make the best of it.
Yeah, that we got put up in our garage.
And these assholes that are making a very cool Christmas have this warehouse with rigs and all these stuff, dollies and
it
lights.
still looks like shit
And it
because
looks
they
like
don't know
crap.
what they're doing.
It looks like a Nostalgia Critic green screen shot.
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
like
yeah.
just bad effects. Whenever the car takes off, they shove the foreground with these digital like little sparkles, sort of to cover up the fact that the CG car looks terrible.
I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's the same plug-in special effects over and over again as well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's...
The nominees for achievement in visual effects are...
They go from house to house.
They go from house to house.
Delivering presents.
Land on this guy's house, and
and they're little sets, aren't they? Little rooftop sets.
Yeah.
And they're horribly out of proportion. They land on these sets where they've parked a convertible, and this chimney is fucking huge and sort of towering over them. And then just a green screen in the background.
Yeah. Then they go to the next person's house, and it's the boy that she likes, that she's willing to blow off her family to go spend Christmas with him.
Willing to blow off.
Exactly. Well, she's admitted that she's rejected him 27 times over the last couple of years.
Oh yeah, despite being both emotionally
and physically attracted to him.
Yeah.
That, you know what that is? That is the laziest excuse for these two lovers that should be together but aren't. But they will be at the end of the movie once they've overcome
it's
some...
so like...
But all she overcomes is that she's not playing hard to get anymore, and she says yes.
Well, the thing
instead
is,
of no.
If I wanted to see where he lived, I would have gone one of the dozens of times he invited me.
He comes down topless in the middle of the night.
So they're ogling this 16-year-old topless with the six-pack, and one of those unrealistic high school kids who's clearly 24 or whatever. This is the thing about this movie that bugs me. Time and time again, they will shamelessly have the protagonist be materialistic, shallow, rude, selfish, and sometimes she gets her comeuppance, and sometimes she learns her lesson, and sometimes someone calls her out on it, but most of the time...
They get away with it.
It's where the fun in the movie is supposed to come from. I guess this is aimed at 7 to 10?
Very young, yeah.
Yes, and I don't know what they're supposed to relate to about this character.
I don't know, man.
Because she doesn't actually like Christmas that much.
There isn't enough of like that seed of hope.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like it needs more of that. You need to believe, Lindsay.
Yeah.
And it needs more cheese like that.
It needs more heart. He's heart.
Yeah.
It's got none of that. It's very cold. It's a very cold movie. It's materialistic. It tries to give, not Santa, well it does give Santa, but the whole movie is trying to give Christmas a makeover. And it's like, well, why make a Christmas movie if everything that is about Christmas has to be changed and altered in some way to fit with your film? It's the weirdest premise for a Christmas movie directed at kids I've ever seen.
We didn't go too far, did we?
What's happening? They're doing all this rooftop stuff, and then what's the security guard doing at the moment? He is trying to ban her from the mall. He sees her and Santa driving off into the night in the convertible, and he sees a big bag of things on the back of it, and he just for some reason thinks it's stolen goods from the mall.
Someone's got some stolen merchandise. Lindsay Dearborn of 1844 Rockaway Drive.
Yeah, so he goes to Lindsay's parents' house. There's supposed to be a funny thing where it's like, more security, I'm here to talk to you about Lindsay, and it's a blockbuster card.
Yeah, this horrible cutaway gag with, I could have got my driver's license if I wanted to.
This is a membership card at the Blockbuster. I've never had one late fee, so back off. I could have gotten my driver's license if I'd wanted to. Oh, you're gonna fail me for that. Come on! Yeah, anyway, those tests are racially biased. I have some news about your daughter.
He comes into their house, Lindsay's parents' house, tells the dad that their daughter is missing, so he...
Yeah, but the entire scene is so...
creepy.
Yeah.
And inappropriate, almost.
Well, he comes across as a psychopath.
Yeah, yeah.
Lindsay's obviously in some kind of trouble. Oh, I'd say she's in trouble. Missing Christmas. Hanging out with ne'er-do-wells. At this rate, I'd say she's a prime candidate for juvenile hall. I wouldn't go that far. No, I've seen it happen. First they're missing Christmas. Then they're missing their armed robbery hearing. You may think you have a sweet daughter now. But the evil has already begun. Think of your youngest. What kind of an example is Lindsay setting for her?
Then something woke you, didn't it? Was it a dream? What was it?
He's, like...
mentally unstable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, he's genuinely insane, and all the zaniness and, you know, the craziness that we've seen prior to this sort of becomes, like...
eerie.
What's making him tick?
Yeah.
Like,
Someday the rain is gonna come. The rain is gonna come and it's gonna wash away the pain. The pain of the sidewalk sales, the crappy mall fashion shows, and the little kid who's crying because he lost his mommy.
And all the whores and politicians will look up and shout, "Save us."
this is the one bit of the movie that actually touched me a little bit.
I think I remember now.
Just because it was so ridiculous. At first it was like, oh. Yeah. And then it was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
But yeah, the mall security guard says something along the lines of, aren't you tired of not seeing your daughter and only buying her love with materialistic things? And then it cuts to all these things where it's like, hey Linz, want to go for a walk today? No Dad, I'm listening to Tay Sway.
Yep.
And then he's like, he just stares into nothingness.
Yeah. No,
and it keeps on happening time and time again. Every time he gets sadder and sadder.
Feel like coming for a walk with us?
Please? Daddy, I'm on the phone. Just trust me on this. No, if you wear that, you might as well get a t-shirt that says, I hate style. I'm telling you.
Hey, hon. Want to catch a movie?
Sorry, Daddy. Biggest sale ever. Next weekend. I promise.
Next weekend. Lunch is almost ready, honey. Cook them just the way you like them.
Sorry, Daddy. Meeting Paige at the mall. Be home at 11. Honey, don't take it personally. She's just being 16.
I know.
Yeah, okay, so his daughter and him aren't close anymore. But yeah, he doesn't sign the contract. Lindsay doesn't get banned from the mall. Santa brings her home.
You expect me to go in there and take one look at my house, and then I'll start thinking about my family, get all touchy and feely, and then not want to go on the ski trip, right?
Guilty as charged.
That is so lame!
So she realizes that family is what Christmas is about. It's not about the gifts. It's not about the boy. It's not about the ski trip. It's about...
Well, it is about the boy. She does get together with
Well, this is the thing. Again, this bugs me about the movie. The next day, she's watching TV with her family, and the boy that she likes comes to the door and she invites him in. So she gets everything, basically.
Yeah. I mean, she was selfish and horrible, and she still got what she wanted.
The whole time you're showing me that change only comes from the inside out.
Duh.
The actual ending. Santa goes back to the North Pole.
Oh, yeah, of course.
What happens, Owen?
He sees Mrs. Claus, and she's got the red dress on, and she's all, I've been waiting for you, or something like that.
Oh, my. Seems as though we've gotten each other the same gift.
Matching Christmas makeovers? Aren't we just the cutest couple ever? Shall we dance?
No way.
Wait.
Santa baby, you really understand that it's clothes that make the man appealing to the missus. You better watch out for all those kisses.
He goes for a neck kiss.
A very sensual, like...
Well, the thing is, it's like... I think it was a choice of, like, kids see a kiss on the lips, it's like, ew, kissing. A kiss on the neck is like, that's a sexual thing.
Yeah.
That's like, gonna get you
No,
off.
because the reason it becomes weird and sexual is because what is she supposed to do? All she's left with is... while George Hamilton, gives her a hickey, and it's like...
It's clothes that make the man appealing to the missus. You better watch out for all those kisses.
And then they do the circle closing, and that's the end of the movie. And it's like...
Merry Christmas, Santa!
Merry Christmas, Lindsay!
That was the most surreal Christmas movie I've ever sat through. Just awful. Alright, as a rating, I would give A Very Cool Christmas a 1 out of 10. I mean, does it really matter? What's the 1 for? Does it have to be 4 something, or just... You know what? I'm gonna give the 1 to the Lindsay's performance. Now, hear me out. Hear me out. Hear me out. Hear me out. The character is horrible, right? No morals, no arc, really, no nothing. Character's terrible. She's the main character, so it's all sort of on her shoulders. And in terms of that script, what could the actress have done? And I think she gives it effort and energy throughout the entire thing, which is not what I can say for George Hamilton, who was sort of charming at first, and then it's like, you're not trying, are you? Like halfway through.
Yeah.
She is trying the whole way through. Whether you think it's good or not, I'm not saying it is good. I'm saying that the actress genuinely wanted to make an entertaining performance, and her efforts get the movie a 1.
Okay,
I'm not being generous in any way there. I'm just saying that she tried.
Okay.
That's all. You? What's your rating?
I'd rather shit myself than watch it again.
Okay.
I would shit in my home.
Okay.
Like...
On the toilet, or...?
No, not on the toilet, like...
No, in your pants.
Yeah.
Like, right.
Like, I'm sat on the sofa, A Very Cool Christmas. It's like, coming up next on channel so-and-so.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like, coming up next, Very Cool Christmas, and I just shit.
Everywhere.
Yeah. And then I turn the TV off. Because I would literally rather writhe in my own filth than watch it again.
Yeah. I didn't know it was an either-or type thing, but apparently it is. So
No, I have to do one or the other.
Yeah, right. So those are our thoughts on A Very Cool Christmas. It's not. It's awful. It's not cool at all.
More like A Very Bad Christmas.
Yeah. It's terrible. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year from me.
And Merry Christmas from me as well.
And from Owen.
Yeah.
And to all a good night. No. Take it easy till next time.
Do you know suicide rates are up a lot this time of year?
Fuck are you talking about?